Happy Canadian Beer Day, sister.
Happy Canadian Beer Day. So Canadian Beer Day is a new kind of national day of recognition.
And celebration.
Yeah, and Beer Canada is behind it, and their whole goal is to get Parliament to recognize it as an official day where we all get to celebrate beer. Great if it was actually a holiday, but even if it's just like a day where we all get to, you know, move to the pub at lunchtime and raise a glass of our favorite brew.
Yep.
I think it's a great way to toast and remember how much beer contributes to the nation.
And how much Canadian beer we actually drink.
And the cool thing about Canadian beer is that a lot of it is made with Canadian barley. So over 300,000 tons of barley grown and malted right here in Canada is bought and used in Canadian beer every single year.
That's a lot of barley.
Yeah.
Okay, well, to celebrate Canadian Beer Day, I thought that I could give you a barley tasting challenge. So I have one beer that has 3 different types of malted barley in it, and I've picked out 2 of them. I then mix them up with 3 other types of barley. So there's gonna be 5 types of barley.
Ooh.
And you have to pick out which 2 are in the beer. I picked a beer that's really malt forward. It is Canadian Amber from Big Rig, all Canadian ingredients, 3 types of barley, not telling you which. So I'm gonna pour us each a glass. We'll taste the beer and then I'll bring out the barley.
Sounds challenging.
You ready for the challenge?
I'm ready.
Okay, so it's really malt forward. The hops are there to give a little bit of bitterness, but overall, you're gonna be tasting the breadbasket, the barley.
Yeah, you get like maybe a little bit of floral note from the hop. I smell a lot of honey.
Yeah,
A little bit
pumpernickel
of
bread.
caramel.
Yeah, caramel.
Almost like putting whole wheat bread in the toaster. It's really, really brilliantly clear.
Yeah.
It's got that beautiful amber hue, and all that color is coming right from the malted barley that the brewer selects.
Yep, it is. Barley brings color and flavor.
Yeah, really, if you're talking barley, it's basically the soul of beer. Besides water, the biggest ingredient in beer, you can kind of think of making beer like making soup, and barley and water make up the stock. So they're really like sort of the big flavor driver. Barley contributes to body, foam, retention, flavor, and that brilliant color.
You got it, sister. I like to think of barley like the soul of beer.
I just said that. If you're talking barley, it's basically the soul of beer. I don't think you were listening.
No?
She never listens to me talk. She just tunes me out. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll out the barley.
All right.
First up, we have Canadian Pilsen.
Okay.
Then we have Crystal, No Connection.
It was really named after me, this style of malted barley. A lot of people don't know that.
And then we have a new kind of barley, Heritage Select from Canada Malting.
Oh, interesting. The kernels look a little bit smaller and a little darker than the Pilsen.
Then we have Munich.
Munich malt.
Then we
okay.
have Canadian Chocolate.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the lightest colored barley. So I don't kill the palate.
You're gonna crunch it?
Yeah, it's really, really bready, a little bit like pizza dough. And I know that probably there's 3 possible base malt possibilities here. So I'm guessing you're trying to make me guess the right one, which is very difficult.
Would even like a master Cicerone be able to guess the base malted barley? Should we call Pat?
I don't know. I mean, he'd probably say no. He'd probably say it's almost impossible.
Okay,
But we'll give it a go.
you're pretty smart.
The Canadian Heritage is a lot crunchier, a little bit toastier, but still really like sweet. A little bit of almost grassiness there too, because barley is basically the seed of a grass.
I think if I were to pick one to eat, it would be the Pilsen.
So one thing I do know about Munich malt is that it's really only made in Germany. I don't think we make a Munich style malt here in Canada. So I'm gonna take this out of the equation.
I will confirm your suspicion. This is Munich malt from Weyermann in Germany.
Okay, Weyermann.
Weyermann, sorry.
I think it's gonna be one of these 2 for the base, and then I've got these 2, what we call specialty malts, and that means brewers just sprinkle a little bit. You know, if your recipe for beer, your grain is say this big, this much of it will be your base malt, and then you just take a little bit, like 10 or 5% of chocolate or amber to give the beer all of that extra body and flavor. So we've got crystal malt. Ooh, it's so crunchy. Really lots of caramel and toffee. I know that caramelized or crystal malt, which is what this is a huge part of amber. So I'm gonna go a hard yes on this. And then the chocolate, it's possible you can put just a touch of this in there, like 2% or something.
Wouldn't it be darker though?
I mean, and when you taste it, it's just like tasting dark roast coffee beans, lots of that like acrid bitterness.
I get like a bit of dry hint of roastiness in this beer. Do you?
I don't know, are you trying to throw me off the trail, or are you like psyching me out? Because you're like, is it? Or I get a bit of roastiness, and now I feel like it's really undermining my
I don't know if I
confidence
should
here.
hint or if I should
No,
trip.
I think that you wouldn't have given me all these base malts if I wasn't supposed to choose one. So I'm gonna game the system and choose one of these. And I know that caramel malt is a big part of amber ale's profile. So I'm gonna go with these. I'm gonna eliminate the chocolate.
By chocolate.
So this is a good one. And I mean, it could easily be either of these. You don't really taste the base malt so much in a beer. It's really there to give it fermentable sugar. So I'm gonna say the Canadian Heritage, because maybe, I don't know, it's kind of fun for Canadian Beer Day.
Kind of
Maybe
fits
that's
with
why-
the branding of the beer too.
I don't know.
You
I don't
know?
know what to think with you right now.
Canadian amber.
Okay, I'm just gonna make a guess. These two.
Okay, so yes, crystal is in the beer. And I would never try to get you to pick out the base malt in a beer.
Oh.
I was just trying to throw you off the trail. So
that
there
means-
is Canadian chocolate.
Oh,
And the
that's
base
cool.
malt is just Canadian pale.
Huh. Well, that was really fun, and I think like one thing it showcases is how sort of behind the scenes brewers use all these different toasted, roasted, lightly malted barleys to really make up this amazing like flavor profile all together. It's a cool exercise. I don't think a lot of drinkers realize that in a beer this color you're actually going to add a little bit of this malt to get that darker, toastier, roastier flavor a little bit in the background.
Well, if you're making the Canadian amber recipe at Big Rig, you definitely are.
All right, let us know where you guys are celebrating Canadian Beer Day, October 9th. If you didn't know it was Canadian Beer Day and now you do, then get thee to a brewery, get thee to a pub. You now have an excuse to worship at the throne of Canadian breweries everywhere.
Yeah.
And please share how you're celebrating, where you're celebrating. Tag us at Beer Sisters, tag at Beer Canada, and use the hashtag CDN
Canadian Beer Day. Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy Canadian Beer Day.